So, I just came home from seeing Jojo Rabbit in cinemas, and I have to say that this is the best movie I have seen all year.
You're not a Nazi, Jojo. You're a 10-year-old kid who likes dressing up in a funny uniform and wants to be part of a club.
So what is Jojo Rabbit? This movie is essentially just a tale of a young boy in the Nazi youth, in the Hitler youth during World War II, and his story when he finds a Jewish girl hiding in his mother's attic. And what happens then? Basically, it's a very different movie. It's directed by Taika Waititi, who also directed Thor Ragnarok recently. By that I mean 2 years ago, and lots of other movies like For the Hunt of the Wilder People. Anyway, he also directed the season finale for The Mandalorian. Either way, he is an absolutely incredible director, and this is his newest movie, and it is incredible. Now, you guys are going to hear me say that quite a lot. It's incredible, it's amazing, but I've got to tell you why, don't I? I can't just say it's amazing without anything to back it up. I have to tell you why, and I will. But first, I have to tell you that the cast in this movie is sensational. So I'm not going to remember all their names, but the main character, Jojo, this 10-year-old boy, the kid who plays him, he did an absolutely amazing job. I believe this is his first big movie, and he just smashed it. The emotional beats were incredible. I mean, he's not like the strongest actor in the movie, of course, but for, what he had to do, he did an amazing job, and I really felt for him. But the standout performance for me was Scarlett Johansson as his mum. Now, his mum, she stands up to the Nazi regime. She's against it. She doesn't take all the propaganda and just blindly follow what, many others in the film are following. She decides to fight back, but not just directly, because that's not going to end well for her family, So what she does is she tries to fight back in smaller ways. By the way, this is spoiler free. She tries to fight back in smaller ways, and she's just an incredible character. And her dynamic with Jojo is great, and I'm only going to be talking about things from the trailers, by the way. There is another character, and that's Elsa, and she is the Jew who's in the room that Jojo finds out, and her dynamic with both Jojo and Scarlett Johansson's character is amazing. Anyway, this movie doesn't really go into what many World War II films go into, because it's not actually a movie about World War II. It's set in the Second World War, sure, towards the back end of it, but it's not a movie about that. It's a movie about a young boy and him having to question his morals and what he's been brought up to believe and decide what is the right decision, and it's his story. Everything that needs to be told in this movie is laid out. It's so well made. It's so well structured. All the loose threads to do with Jojo's story all come together. The techniques that Taika Waititi used in this movie are incredible. And talking about Taika, what I have to talk about is his interpretation of Hitler. Basically, in the movie, Jojo has a imaginary friend, which is his interpretation of who Hitler is. And Hitler is pretty much the Nazi personification of Jojo's values. And he's hilarious, but the way that Taika played the movie, Hitler it's not completely accurate, of course, because he didn't want to give Hitler the satisfaction of researching into him. He just, he started to do a tiny bit of research, then thought, no, I'm just going to take it off what I already know and do a mockery. And that's the same with all the German accents in the movie. The German accents from, let's say, Hitler or the Nazis aren't completely, let's say, authentic. They're all a bit ridiculous because it is making fun of that. But it's not making fun of Germans. There are, all the characters in this movie are German, and they're amazing people. One of the main surprising characters in the movie was, and I can't really say who it is, but there is one character in this movie who you've seen from the trailers, and they, I wasn't expecting much from them, and they actually came through and were one of my favorite characters in the movie. But what really hit me hard, and you guys need to know this going into this movie, is even though in the trailers it seems like a comedy, because it is, it's a really funny movie. Jojo Rabbit is absolutely hilarious. But, and even though it is still a comedy, there are really hard emotional beats in this movie that are meant to make you cry. There are several things in this movie that, towards the latter half, that just hit you square between the eyes, and I would say you're not ready for it, but you kind of are, because even though the movie is a comedy, the entire thing is actually quite dark. If you go into the movie, which I'm assuming most people are, understanding what Nazi Germany was like, just have a bit of information, then you will know that this movie, throughout its entire runtime, has a darkness to it. It has a darkness, but it's just being covered up by, the comedy. But the comedy is still talking about a topic that's very serious. And as you laugh, you still understand that it's a very serious topic. And towards the latter half of the movie, the comedy does fall away a little bit and the seriousness comes out. However, it doesn't feel, some critics have said that to them it felt very jarring, a shift in tone. And while there is definitely a shift in tone towards the second half of the movie, I didn't find it jarring at all. Because to me it was there the entire time. It was just revealed, like taking a cloak off and finding, the true inside to something beneath. This is not a movie about World War II. This is actually a movie about peace. Essentially, this is a movie about a boy, and it's a movie about love, and it's a movie about hope, and it's incredible. It's emotional, it's powerful. It resonated with me as an audience member. Where is my towel? It resonated with me as an audience member, and this movie was incredibly powerful in its message it was trying to deliver. It was so well made. I love every minute of it. This is my favourite movie of the year. This beat Endgame. This has beat How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. This has beat Joker. This has beat all these other movies as my favourite movie of this year because of just how well structured it is, its message. I also am, I'm interested in Nazi Germany with the topic, and it was just but it's not really about that. As I said, it's about Jojo and his story. It's about him, and that is what's important. Him and the Jew, Elsa, who is also an incredible character, and her development is also fantastic, and she's just, you really feel for her. What she's been through is so tough, and you really feel for her as well. Ultimately, I absolutely loved Jojo Rabbit. It was an incredible movie, and you guys have to see it. In fact, probably most of you have seen it if you're interested in this, because it came out in America ages ago. And I've probably Britain too, the UK, and now us Australians, we had to wait until now, Boxing Day, which was a few days ago, to see it. Which is not fair, but seeing as how we, being slightly about a day ahead of the US, actually usually get movies beforehand, like we got Star Wars about a day and a half before you guys, maybe sometimes we have to suffer a little bit. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I say that you should go check out Jojo Rabbit. Definitely, it is an incredible movie if you haven't yet. If it's still showing, if it hasn't, just pick it up when it releases on Blu-ray or whatever and see if it's on a streaming service. So yeah, that's me for today. I've been the Aussie Viking. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you hit like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more lovely content. Well, that's for you to decide. Anyway, I've been the Aussie Viking, as I said, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.